This video is brought to you by True Tales of Buried Treasure, the largest collection of old treasure magazines in the West. On our website, you can search for individual treasure stories by region, or buy our original magazines themselves. To pay us a visit, please click on the link in the description. Enjoy. For 77 years, the Carson and Colorado narrow-gauge railroad line ran along the east side of Owens Valley in California's beautiful Inyo County. The line was dotted with busy railroad stations, small towns, and faded mining camps. The railroad was built from Mound House, Nevada, down to Keeler, which it reached on August 1, 1883. By 1900, the Carson and Colorado was sold to the Southern Pacific Railroad Company. Due to a disagreement with the Virginia and Truckee Railroad, the SP shifted the northern terminus from Mound House to Fallon. In 1910, they built a new standard gauge line north from Mojave, California. This new line went around the west side of Owens Lake and connected with the narrow gauge at Oweno. By the mid-1920s, a major decrease in rail traffic caused the northern section from Fallon to Benton Station, California to be abandoned, and by the start of WW2, the line shut down all the way to Laws, northeast of Bishop. The 70.4-mile stretch between Keeler and Laws remained open, but by the 1950s, it was more of a nostalgia line than a profitable railroad. On April 30, 1960, the last train rumbled north from Keeler to Laws. Within a year, the rails were pulled, and the old Carson and Colorado was history. Our first stop along this ghost railroad is Keeler, the southern terminus, on the northeast shore of Owens Lake. Keeler today is a small, dried-up desert community that looks fondly on its past. It actually predates the railroad, starting in the 1870s with Cerro Gordo Landing, where the lucrative silver bullion shipping trade was taken from the small town of Swansea, 6 miles northwest. In 1880, the Owens Lake Mining and Milling Company purchased the holdings of the Union Mine Company at Cerro Gordo. At the site of Cerro Gordo Landing, a 42-square-block silver milling town named Hawley was designed and laid out by Julius Keeler. It was meant to be the center of the Owens Lake region's mining activity. Everything seemed promising for the company. See Jan. 95 G. Tusa. Unfortunately, their recently refurbished steamship Bessie Brady burned down. It was supposed to be their transportation showpiece, and its destruction put the brakes on the company's grand goals. Hawley still remained a milling center, although on a much reduced scale. On August 1, 1883, the narrow-gauge Carson and Colorado Railroad reached the small community. A post office, train station, and freight depot were established, and soon Keeler, as it was now called, became the southern terminus for the busy little railroad. Around the end of WWI, several soda ash processing plants were built along the drying lake's shore, and through the 1920s and 30s, Keeler was a major soda ash processing town, as well as a busy railroad repair facility. In 1938, with the closing of the northern part of the line, traffic slowed, and in 1943, the Keeler Railroad repair shops closed and moved to Oweno. In 1960, the train stopped running. By 1994, Keeler was just a quiet skeleton of what it used to be. The hulking Sierra Talc Mill still dominates the town's skyline, and several abandoned structures still stand. The old school is behind a chain-link fence. The wood-frame Keeler store still caters to townsfolk, and the post office is still open. However, the train depot, auto body shop, gas station, and many abandoned buildings stand as silent reminders of the past. Today, 135 residents live in Keeler, located on the southwest side of SH 136, 13 miles southeast of Lone Pine. Just 3.3 miles northwest of Keeler is the old site of Swansea. On the south side of SH 136, you can still see a squat rock cabin and the remains of an old smelter. On the north side, there's an occupied ranch with several old structures. The silver smelter town from the early 1870s was abandoned by the time the railroad came through. Somewhere between Swansea and Tramway was the old station of Mock, but its exact location is lost. A mile northwest of Swansea is Tramway, the lower terminus for a 13-mile electric tram that hauled silver and zinc ore from Cerro Gordo between 1911 and 1920. By 1994, only the tram terminal foundations and a visible tower on the mountain slope remained. Next to the northwest is the old marble mining town of Dolomite. Marble was discovered in 1862, but mining didn't begin until 1883 with the railroad siding. A small camp developed at the mine, but by the early 1900s the town was dead. In 1959, Premier Marble Products restored the town and built new buildings, turning it into a movie set. By 1994, renewed marble mining operations had placed "Keep Out" signs around the area. You can still see the buildings half a mile north of the highway. About 1.2 miles northwest of Dolomite is the barren site of Alico. In 1976, a few rusty cans and broken glass marked the site, but by 1994, it was hard to locate. The old railroad grade swings north here, reaching Mount Whitney Station in 5 miles, now another barren site. Just 1.5 miles west is Lone Pine Station, the northern terminus for the now abandoned Southern Pacific Railroad. Another 1.6 miles west is the town of Lone Pine. 3.5 miles north of Mount Whitney Station, 6.5 miles north of Lone Pine, is Oweno. Oweno started around 1900 as a small Quaker farming community and shipping station. A post office was established on March 20, 1902, and discontinued on November 30, 1905. In 1910, the station became an important junction with the arrival of the Southern Pacific tracks. By 1975, nothing remained but scattered rubble, rusty cans, and broken glass. 4.6 miles north of Oweno is the site of Manzanar Station. Manzanar began around 1900 as a small agricultural community with apple and peach orchards, and a station was established for fruit shipping. In 1911, a general store opened, run by Ira Hatfield, who also served as postmaster when the post office was established on May 13, 1911. During the 1920s, the town faded, and on December 31, 1929, the post office shut down. 5.2 miles north of Manzanar Station, the railroad grade intersects with Mazorca Canyon Road, 4.5 miles east of Independence. On the southeast corner is the barren site of Kearsarge Station, which served as Independence's station, and was the third Owens Valley location to carry the name Kearsarge. This is where the easy-to-follow route ends. North of here, the railroad grade is badly eroded and hard to follow. On the northwest corner of the intersection, stretching both north and west, is the site of the 1860s mining town Bend City. At its peak, Bend City had a couple of hotels, 5 stores, several saloons, a library, a newspaper, the Owens River Herald, and a couple dozen houses. By 1888, only the roofless remains of 33 adobe buildings were left. A couple of miles north of Bend City was its twin town, San Carlos. 15 miles north of Kearsarge Station was Aberdeen Station, where a water tower supplied water to the steam-powered locomotives. It was located about a mile east of US 395 at Aberdeen Station Road. 1.9 miles east of Big Pine is Zurich Station. Not much remains there but rubble and memories. Our last stop is the station at Laws, which was another major railroad repair facility and yard. It also served as the station for Bishop and was as busy as Keeler or Oweno. After the system shut down, some rolling stock and buildings were moved to Laws. In 1966, a railroad museum opened there. The buildings have been used as a movie set, and the museum is one of the best in the state for those wanting to see what an Old West railroad town looked like. I hope you enjoyed exploring some of the old ghost towns along this ghost railroad. Gary Speck says these old ghost towns provide many surprises. In 1975, while using his metal detector at the site of San Carlos, he discovered a dime dated 1972. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to read the original article or purchase the magazine from which it was taken, please check out our website, truetalesofburiedtreasure.com.